bars are made with dark chocolate, chia seeds, and are oh so tasty. Grab a Kashi.
You grab a Kashi. Tell me what to do. Hi, Mitch. I have a whole pile to put away from the last stream. I won't be too long. Okay. Happy Friday. Happy Fria's Day. There. Just gotta get my screen set up. How you guys doing? And I'm gonna share that link. Mountain Rain. And the link is also in my community posts for the full album. She just shared it. She's also on Spotify. So if anybody's on Spotify, I prefer Spotify. I don't use YouTube for music very often unless somebody sends me a link there, and sometimes I'll actually go press it into my Spotify. And yeah, Mountain Rain is on Spotify as well. I think under Judy Romero, but I can't remember fully. Could be Mountain Rain. Anyways, first card up, 31, Volonté. Will. Thy will be done. 31, 3 and 1 is 4. I'm leaving it at that. How you doing, Michelle? Welcome in, sweetie. Aw, baby girl, thanks for being here. Day 2 of crying in my coffee. Shift balls. The 24th hit me like a ton of bricks. I woke up knowing the date was significant, and when the recall came in of why, it just slammed me, so I've been quiet for a few days. And the only thing I can really say about that is like, damn, man. We think we remember, and then all of a sudden, recall just comes up. It's insane. For no wonder so many people choose to avoid their own fucking selves. For no wonder. It's just, it's surreal, the fucking layers of it. I can't make this shift up, man. And I don't feel like speaking about what it was for me because it's just too much. And that's it. Hi, Manel. How are you, sweetie? How's your week been? Greetings, greetings for sure. Hi, Jelly Jungle. Bonjour, Genevieve. Pleasure to see you. Happy Friday. You as well. I dipped into a couple of your streams this morning, but just didn't feel chatty. So it was just more like went along for the ride with you and your son and your honey for a little while, and then I poked into something else. I forget what. So, good morning. Well, good afternoon. It's 3 something in the afternoon. Hi, Bad Barney, no bullet. Bad Barney, no bullet. Michelle slammed, yes. Manel, same. Missed the hang drum, massive in Edinburgh. Oh my gosh, yeah, I forget that's where you are, sweetie. You're in Scotland. Wow. Sometimes I'm getting so many flashes these days, and I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just I'll just say, or somebody will say a place in the world, like a location, and I just have like so much like visions, flashbacks, recall, past life stuff. It's surreal. Um, and I was just thinking, a thought that came through was like, whoa, I fucking don't really like this city place I live, but I wonder sometimes to what point I'm being well, I don't wonder. I know I'm being protected, but just how massive it is, certain ley lines, the energy right now. I don't know if that makes sense, but I don't feel I'm very making sensible today. I honestly came in because I'm very antsy. I can't focus on anything. I keep trying to like start something and it's not coming full circle. I wanted to go for a walk with Lily. She was non negotiable of like, no. And so I put some chairs out in the sun, tried to draw. I started a drawing, and it's just like my lines are like, ugh. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to go in and stream. Because if I feel like this, there's got to be somebody hovering by their devices, like wanting a place to gather. And I'm going to segue into I'm not finding many places that I feel like focusing or putting any attention towards these days, video wise or live stream wise, right? So welcome in. I hope we can serve a purpose together today. All right. Hi, Annie D. Thanks for coming in, sweetie. Roar, name change time. Hi, Special Needs Moms Talks. Jill Woodworth Talks. Hi there. I changed the name of my channel. Whoa. You know, it's funny. Um, you're not the only one evolving and wanting to be seen a different way. And I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I looked at your name and when I was saying it out loud in a live stream, and I wondered to myself if you were going to change it. Jill Woodworth. Roar. Love it. Hi, Stony Faith. How are you, sweetie? Roar. Oh my gosh. Welcome in, honey. Long time no see. How are you? Stony Faith. Hey, beautiful lady of love and light. How are you and your daughter doing? We're doing good. Thanks for asking. Special, but very good. Safe, sound. Got everything we need. Life is good. Manel, I could not travel back alone late. Got let down by a friend. They will be buying me a big dinner and a dance. I love it. Right on. Ooh, nice. I like that perspective, Jill. Thanks. I'm done with the labels as much as possible. That's wild. Roar, I resonate with that. And trying to think of who specifically, but I forget her name. She's somebody I only like tuned into once or twice. And it was by proxy because she was on someone else's live stream, so I can't remember her name. But she was talking about that a couple of months ago about how like we drop the labels, but then we still need to use certain words and certain labels regardless just to be able to explain things, right? From our humanness makes it that we drop certain things, but we still use them as language to explain or to tell our stories basically. And I resonate with that. I know, Annie. Cray cray, hey? Jill, your name is so similar to mine. Mine is Woodward. Yup. What was that first card, Mitch? Volonté. Will. Like the will to live, the will to create, the will to survive. Volonté. Rar, Stony. I've been through some hell and back again, but I'm back. I win my battle. You won your battle? Rar. Good. Yeah. Sometimes I feel so naive because we're in like 2023, and in 2019, when I started my channel and I started to find reflections and mirrors of myself, soul, family, tribe, whatever the word label you want to call it, I was like, wee, this is it, right? This is it. There's no more hell and back feeling coming back. And it's like, oh my God, I was so wrong. I was so fucking wrong. You got them? Good, Annie. I just got the delivery of organic snacks, crackers, chips, etc. Yes. Good. I'm glad for you. It came in early. Manel, we like a little by proxy. I love that word. I love the word. And I love the implication of it. Like, I will say that to certain people is like, like say hi to your mom. She's my mom practically by proxy, even if I don't know her because she's your mom, right? Type of thing. Uh, um, yeah. Manal, me too. Also, Genevieve, I was wrong at some points too. Yeah, I was especially wrong, and I still am. And it's a part of my innocence, my naivete, my ability to always bounce back to faith. But I believe in humanity a little bit more than they believe in themselves, or that we believe in ourselves. Because I guess even if I don't feel I'm a part of that, I am. Even if I'm not, but I am. And it's just like, I never imagined humans needed so much of a shit show to just, shift into new scripts, into a new world. I never, even now, I'm saying it and I can't believe it, right? So, like, for example, in 2020, when wearing masks, I was like, yes, this is it. No grown ass man that I've ever known is going to wear a mask. No grown ass men, from Ontario, from Quebec. Like, fuck, like, the men are going to stand up. And then here I am all of a sudden, and I'm the only one in a fucking store, and grown ass men with their masks on looking down at me, wanting to kick the shit out of me because I wasn't conforming. And I was just like, whoa. And then I'm like, okay, well, the masks didn't work, but nobody's really going to go for this whole vaccine thing. And then, boy, here we are, and so many years later, and I was so fucking wrong. Every time they took away or put a lockdown and did it a certain way or just dilly dallied, right? Let's do this today, let's change this tomorrow. I thought business owners, teachers, right? The people who have a voice will speak up. And it's just like, well, they're still not speaking up. I was flipping through my IG earlier, and I'm absolutely shocked at how many reels or pop-ups or whatever the fuck you call that shit on Instagram about teachers, and it's the month of May and how hard the month of May is for them and all this shit. And it's just like, fuck, man, you guys have no clue where to fucking focus your energy bitching about like the last months of school being hard. Meanwhile, you just, I can't even. Anyways, someday they will see, and if they don't, well, holy fuck, be ready for more mass transitions, because nothing can stand this vibration unless it's of love, and that's it, right? Michelle, great first card, the indomitable human spirit. Manel, I allowed them to mask me for 15 minutes, no more. Roar. Jill says, oh my God, I thought really the same. Like, really, people are going to bite. Same. And for myself, because I come from a family who doesn't necessarily take medications unless even then, right? They'll find a way across. Never took the flu vaccine, certain things like that. So it's just like, whoa, it's even more um, shocking to be raised by, especially my father, who's very rebellious and now is not. All of my family, as far as I know, my son held out the longest to not have the vaccine, but then he became a father, and there was a lot of complications around the baby's birth. So, boom, a couple months later, mom, dad are vaccinated, and that's it. Fear came in, and that brought in a whole other timeline. So, yeah, Manel, I'm not one to even focus on that stuff so much, right? Just putting it out there, because at this point, we're all living some sort of ripple effect, right? We're all living some sort of ripple effect from the choices that people have and are making. What will be, will be. Hi, Rocky 101. Manel, sadly, they injected me when I was small. Like when you were a little girl, you mean? Yeah. Most of us lived the timeline of having, the vaccines when we were young. I was the only, I was 34, 30. I was 33 when I became conscious of certain things of vaccines, but I wasn't on the internet yet. I held out a long time. But the first thing I did when I did get on the internet was start my research, right? Get the numbers, get the stats, get all the different facets of, information that I could. And, just, yeah. Then stopped radically, made sure that my teenagers, I had to jump a bunch of hoops because they've introduced so many other vaccines for older children and stuff. So, you were 27, Manel, when you realized? Yeah. I would have been 27 as well, or 28, but I was still just, and I would have known because my daughter, her vaccines changed her. She got ear infections. She went from a baby who came from the hospital and was, quiet, slept, everything was perfect, to all of a sudden she was crying and didn't stop for almost a year. You know what I mean? It was a tough fucking year. And looking back, it was all the vaccines, which at the time I was saying to my husband, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And he was like, well, why? Everybody does. We have to. And there was no nothing. There was nobody standing by. There was no support. And so deep down I knew. But and the way that I really knew is when I was 33. I met a woman whose son was vaccine injured in the 70s, and he never was the same. And that was my kicking, right, of certain things. And that's when I stepped online, and how other people, stepped online and then started to look at for porn, or went on social media and did certain things. I went directly into research. Not only did I go and do the research for the vaccines, but I was also researching prophecies, all the things I could get my hands on, and other things, that I couldn't find in books and stuff. So it took me a couple of years to even go on Facebook, even if I had the account and it was there, it was open for me, type of thing. My sister had made it for me, saying, someday you'll want it. And it was like, and I resisted for a long time. Jill says, yeah, I saw it because my kids were so immersed in the medical system, so I could see the disconnects and the deceptions for years. You were sterilized, Manel? 27 when you realized. I think I said that, yeah. 56 now? Yeah, I'm 51 now. Manel, actually I realized when really small, it was taken away from the source. Yeah, I can even see myself when I'm really young and we're standing in fucking line in the hallway to get our our mom didn't bring us anymore. We were standing in line at school, and how it didn't matter how I tried to not go to school those days or skip or try to get out of the fucking line. It was just not possible. Like, we were herded, we were watched in a way that it was easier. Listen to this. It was easier to go to a grade 9 dance and be piss fucking drunk, looking at the teachers and being like, hey, how's it going? Hey, and everything's fine. And we're fucking drunk as fucking little skunks, pretending we weren't. It was easier to do that than it was to get away on those days. And, I'm just going to leave it at that. But it's like I'm having the flashback of the hurting aspect of it. Now, realization is like the stones across a river. I feel like regardless of anything, we were all meant, and same with the people now, everyone's meant to live their certain timeline, the way they learn, the way they grow, what the side effects could potentially be or not, depending on what somebody's timeline is. I believe in our innate ability as humans to completely like neutralize, or that certain things don't affect us if they're not meant to, right? So that's it. Um, that's it. That's why as well there's many people in place right now who have gotten one or more, and it wasn't necessarily just because they're sheep, conformists and all that stuff, the labels. It's because they have a purpose. They're meant to be a nurse and be the angel that stays there, right? Or whatever other profession and stuff like that. And the gnosis, many healers, many people of Reiki and certain, labels for that, whatever, they know, right? I'm going to use the example of The Princess Bride. I don't know if anybody, here remembers or has watched it, or the way Wesley became impervious to iocane powder because he trained himself to be. And that scene always stood out to me my whole life. And I also have, when I was speaking of research earlier, I've researched the placebo effect a lot. And this our belief system versus, certain things. So, I know it's just a movie and it's fiction, but still, there's something to be said for the knowing that we're immune to certain things, even if they're right in front of us. And it's gonna sound weird, but the only life example, if you can think of another one, thinking Mother Teresa, right? Mother Teresa lived amongst people who had a certain sickness most of her life, and you know what? She didn't get it. Hi, higher vibrations. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, sweetie. Good to see you, sister. Popping in on my way to a meeting. I love you. Thanks for your service. You as well. Thanks for just everything you're doing these days and how. The down to earthness of it. It just resonates a lot. I'm sharing, your content when you're doing the Q&As. And I hope you're feeling awesome and groovy today. I'm feeling like not very able to focus. So just the word going to a meeting is like, whoa, you go. You can do it. You can do it. Just whoa for focus today. Manal, higher vibrations. You are doing higher work for sure. Oh, it's intense. It's very multi-layered, and I don't really try to describe or explain it. I just do it, right? Manal says I was 27 the last time. Something happened to me when it was either I had my restaurant. Well, first of all, I took the Depo-Provera. I took that needle to not have babies as birth control. And that was, I forgot, but that was one of the big kickers of like, whoa, like I've never felt this way. I've never acted this way. I've never had these kind of things come up inside of me. And so that was you know what I mean? The knowing came in with that. But something had happened to me when I went for my daughter. She would have been 2 or 3. She was getting a vaccine. I remember I stepped into the office and the nurse said to me, she's like, "Oh, I had some time before your daughter came, before you guys got here, so I pulled up your file and I noticed that you're not up to date on, I think it was tetanus or something." And I was like, "So what? It doesn't matter." And anyways, basically lured would be the only word I could use into getting the shot without even having the time to think about it. And her reasoning was, well, I've just told you in front of your daughter that you need a shot, and you know, how's she going to get hers if you don't get hers? She's not going to believe in you, type of thing. It was fucked. It's one of those things that I kind of forgot about until like not long ago. Remember at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about like certain recall coming up of life, and it's just like, what? I didn't remember this. And that was a part. And the way that she did it was, I would say it was one of the guiding things to lead me to using the internet, where I was in such resistance, being like, I'm going to be one of the only people in the world, I'm never going to use that shit. And then it, you know what I mean? Like, it led to this just doesn't feel right. And looking for the stuff associated with the Depo-Provera, if I'm remembering the name properly. So yeah, anyways. Roar, Jill says high vibrations, love your channel too. Yeah, me too. Manal, trusting doctors. Yeah. Yep. Anyways, again, we do what we do. We did what we did. I've already done the, you know, transmute the shame or the guilt of it, either for self or for, you know, what I chose for my children. And Lily was born in 2012. She is completely zip, not one, right? Nothing. And that's it. When you know better, you do better. I believe that I didn't know I was going to have, or I didn't ever think I was going to have another child after my 2 children. And, you know, I was led to do all the research, all the knowing, you know, years before Lily came. So it was like the day at 39, it was mid-May, you know, when I realized I was pregnant, type of thing. And, you know, I knew I wasn't going to send her to school, and I knew I was never going to vaccinate her. So paving the way for the other timeline that I never saw, that I never knew, right, was coming. Manal, I just connected to you, ladies. Roar. Manal, it is not a good idea to trust doctors unless they're actually true family. I'm not sure I would even trust true family ones as well, unless they were of the natural path, right? I got a sister, she's an engineer, and you know, she will destroy half the fucking planet because we need what we need as you know, in the mining industry, right? So like, wow, right? I can see myself years ago, and I'm asking my sister, what's it like with the locals in Guinea? She was in Africa working in Guinea, and she turned around, she was like, basically, what do you think it's like? We're taking their land. And I was like, yeah, fuck, how do you even fucking go there, right? And how do you do that? I wouldn't be able to do that, right? I can't fucking, so yeah. Manel, my sister takes the Britney Spears. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I can honestly say that if you mean what you think I don't know what you mean. Mostly the MK. Hi, Simon. Oh, the needle. How's it going, Simon? Hi, Missy Cesart. I was thinking about you earlier. How's everything going, sweetie? Right on, Manal says, I subbed to everyone that I could find. That's awesome, sweetie. That's why I like to make everybody blue so that you can find each other. Manal, my sister takes the Britney Spears needle vax. Yeah, you know, I tend to not try to avoid the words. If I'm meant to be cut down in my channel and blah, 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 it'll happen, right? Otherwise, I'm protected. That's my... And I try not to do it right at the beginning. It's the first few minutes. Otherwise, you can set, you know, in the title, I make sure the titles don't have that clickbait kind of shit. And then I just let myself speak, right? That's it. Hi, Mike Basil. Good. Mike Basil, there are doctors who I've learned to trust for my own personal condition. It's certainly important. I think that intuitive can be most important gifts in finding the best doctors. Yup. And thank you for saying that, because I don't have a belief system in any one per se, so I'm not an example, right? I don't have like a trustworthy or, you know, nurse or anybody in the, you know, medical field. But this being said, a couple months ago, Michelle, I don't know if you're still here, and Amber, they both got teeth pulled on the happened to be, right, the synchronicity. They both got teeth pulled on the same day. And both of them, right, were very satisfied with how they were treated. They felt, you know, like they were seen and heard, and it wasn't just, you know what I mean? So, and as far as I can remember, Michelle, I do see you're still here. I just don't have my glasses on. Nate also has good care, right? So, yeah, definitely as well, our belief system, if we believe what we're going to get, and there's angels everywhere, right? There's angels everywhere. Never discount that. Yeah, I appreciate it, Mike. Seriously, thank you. You're welcome. For real, because that perspective is important. Just because I don't have it doesn't mean others don't to have those angels within the medical field, right? For real. When I was pregnant with Lily, I chose that I wasn't going to jump all the hoops and do all the appointments that are necessary, or that is, you know, typically followed in Canada. I didn't go to my first doctor's appointment, and I was not even gonna go, but anyways, long story short, it was whatever, my timeline at the time. And anyways, long story short, I was about 5.5, 6 months pregnant when I went the first time. Looked the doctor in the eye and said, listen, the only reason I'm here is because I can't find a midwife. No midwife will take me. I can't even get one to meet with me so that she can learn about me, and then we could give birth at the hospital. They're all very non-negotiable and scared because I've had 2 C-sections, that it won't work, and they won't even go past answering the fucking phone or an email. Anyways, and so I looked him in the eye and I said, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that, I won't do this, I won't do that. When it comes to the time where you're supposed to look at my vagina, I refuse, I don't consent, I'm not doing the whole, like, you get to fucking, you know, you get to tell me what to do, I'm going to tell you what I want, and that's it. And that's what we did. And I can honestly say he was very respectful, but at the same time, not fully agreeable with what I was doing. Meaning, all those things that I skipped, basically the card wasn't going chick-a-chick, right? In Canada, it's all within our health card thing, the way that people get paid in industry, whatever. So yeah, you know what I mean? When you, look at it from the perspective of like, whoa, 3 to 5 or 6 appointments a month that I was skipping that almost everybody else just naturally went to, and I wasn't following, you know, orders or the path that was paved. But I can honestly say he was respectful, and he did his job of what he had to do. He always gave me a bunch of suggestions, and he still did his job, which is cool. I got respect for him for that. Manel, birth at home. Yeah, I wanted to, and I had told my partner at the time, my best friend, I really don't care what everybody says in the whole like damn, hospital. Let's just stay home and we'll do it, the three of us. But my ex had lost his partner 3 years before. So honestly, that's what got me to go after about 5 months, 6 months, was the fact that he was terrified I was going to die. And he was non-negotiable about me trying birthing at home. He was terrified I was going to die. And basically, I ended up having a C-section because my body was so uncomfortable at the hospital that I wouldn't, my cervix or whatever, all that stuff, I wouldn't open down there. So I ended up having a C-section, and obviously didn't die. But for him, what he went through from his perspective was really big. You know what I mean? It is a Basil. Mike says, and Basil is pronounced with a long A. Thank you. I've always wondered if I was saying it right. Thank you, Mike. Amber, hi, sweetie. Amber, hello. I went and took care of all my paperwork crap at the driver's place. In the aid office, I'm grateful that it's over. Yeah, glad for you. Get her done, baby. Mike, my angel is certainly always with me. Thank you for that point, Genevieve. But no, we definitely have amazing connections. Yes, we do. Manal says, I love my golden angels. Stony says, Mike, I agree. I just went through minor brain head surgery two days ago, honey. Whoa. And Stony says, I believe in my doctors, but it's the other types of people working in the medical field that are crap, and one should be scared. Roar, Stony. Thanks for sharing that, honey. 2 days ago, and here you are. Wow. And Mike says, I've known a few of those other types myself. Genevieve, that rhythm with the cards. That's funny, eh? I do that sometimes where I grab the cards and I'm just talking. I'm not really allowing for one or grabbing one, right? I know, Manel says, Stony, you are a strong one. Yeah. Thanks for sharing that, Stony, because yeah, like I don't mean to sound or put just a yucky perspective, you know what I mean, of certain things. And that's why it's like open for the conversation down below, right? We all live different things, and we gotta tell the good stuff, right? Amber, may I have a card today if you feel like it? I do. I'm going to go through this one just because I'd already pulled it out. And Sacred Medicine. I know it's not going to talk about, the medical industry or anything like that, but just the fact that the card that comes up has the word medicine in it is pretty kind of nice sync there, you guys. Number 9, calling. Call to step into your role as a healer, a visionary, and a seer in this world is becoming louder and more insistent. Anybody else feel that? You have inherited ancestral gifts. You've lived a lifetime of teachings and received wisdom from many guides. You're currently walking through a fire of initiation to shake up the self doubt and the fear of visibility. Damn. This is no small feat to share the fullness of who you are with the world. And the time has come to do so. If you choose not to listen, the call is only going to increase in volume. If it has never felt safe to you to share your sacred medicine with the world, be kind to yourself. It does take a lot of courage and love to open up about vulnerable feelings. You're invited to hold compassion for fear or insecurity. Please know it is a normal part of expansion, and the only way to hone your craft is with practice. Show up, show up, show up, right? That's it. This card is here to show you that you are a medicine keeper, and the ways that you can share with the world are abundant. Your gifts are meant to be put into action in tangible ways now. All you need to do is show up authentically and know that your presence is so much more than enough. Indeed, no comparisons. Don't wonder, I have to do something. I don't know how long I'm going to be. I will be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be back as fast as I can. Okay, bye. Oh my God. Sorry about that. I never leave my phone on when I'm streaming but today I'm expecting wood for my fire pit. And so my alerts are on, which is not common for me. I never leave them on unless there's a reason while I'm streaming, right? And it's a new person. I've never gotten wood from this person before. So we haven't done the full connect so that he kind of understands or knows me, right? So anyways, one thing at a time. Sorry about that. Would you like a card too, Manel? I'll get Amber's and then yours. I'm just going to catch up to the chat really quick and then do the both of them if you want one. Manel, Mother Nature giving healing again and again. Yes. Stony says, oh, thank you. In the middle of the shenanigans, it's scary. I don't feel strong, and fear of manhandling me and all that will be no more for me. Manal, we are mother's children to share the gnosis. Pling plong. You used to have Furlise on a pling pling? Right on. Me too, Manel. I love all spectrum of sounds as long as it's harmonious. Same. But I can't just listen to anything at any time. So I freaking love Metallica. I've seen them 3 times. I love Metallica. I just can't listen to them anytime. Same with just anyone, right? Lily, sometimes I will piss her off because she knows I love a song, but I don't feel like listening to it. And especially when I'm driving, there are certain things, it's like, no. And then all of a sudden, once a year, oh, okay, leave it on, it's fine. But I hate sad fucking sappy shit when I'm driving because it's like, no, this isn't the right, it doesn't have the right tempo for the driving. Okay, Amber, I'm going to do your card first, honey. Rawr. Card number 40, co-create. There's a cool like egg-like shell at the bottom, an owl, and then a leopard. I'm going to put it close to the screen so you can see. Co-create, card number 40. Here you go, Amber. Creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, and manifestation. You might not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact, you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet, you must consider that you do so in partnership with spirit, consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality blended with the universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Relationship message. Connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas that you would never have come to on your own. Boom, the muse energy from connecting with others. How the flow of our synchronicities, when we validate them together, can like boom, amplify or keep our vibration up or amplify it. Right? That knowing that we're thinking of each other, there's something in our reality near the same time of day can like boom, like just give us that muse energy, sustain it, or put a fire to it, right? Like, right? Keep it burning. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in unexpected ways. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You're going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. Roar. And I always love the colors that you choose to go together. Amber, the flow of your colors. Oh my gosh. Protection message. You're trying too hard to create all that you desire without the nurturing, vital force of spirit. Perhaps you're in a creative slump, suffering with writer's block, facing a monumental task, but you're unable to decide on your first step, so you just avoid doing things. Does the word overwhelmed apply to you right now? Why do you think it all has to come down to you? Inspiration means the drawing in of divine guidance. You tap into spirit, not just yourself. Ask spirit for inspiration. Oh my gosh. Sometimes it's just like, when I read that, it's just like, oh my gosh. I will think to myself, like, even right now, today, how little I've asked for anything. You know what I mean? How some days I'm a blah, 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 and everything is an interaction. And then other days it's just like, I forget. You know? I forget. You must tap into spirit, not just yourself. Ask spirit for inspiration. Two minds are greater than one, so co-create with your divine partner. Reclaim your partnership with spirit. Inspiration will flow through you as soon as you get out of your own way. And we're here facing a monumental task, but you're unable to decide on your first step, so you avoid doing anything. Does the word overwhelm apply? And I want to say, though, sometimes some things are not meant to be until something else happens. So even if we're trying or we do manifest actions, it's like, but nothing's working. And I know I'm going to be cryptic because I don't feel like giving details of the timeline that's coming in for me and Lily Rose. I want to just speak of it in the next few weeks when it's actually happened. So I don't want to put a timeline out there and speak of my personal things and have anything fuck with our timelines. But, and I know I talked about this last week, but it's just like, for months now, I've had certain things that I wanted to get done, wanted to do, and just nothing was working out exactly or even close to the way I wanted. But I had the aha last week of why nothing worked. So, you know, sometimes for our best, highest timeline, someone, you know, the person we haven't met yet, for example, right? And when we meet that person, it's like, boom, aha, and everything falls into place. Or just, again, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at like holding things back, keeping secrets, or not being like fully transparent, but this is too important for me and Lily for me to be like putting stuff out there, and you know what I mean. But yeah, I like, for us, I had like an epiphany of, you know, things that happened and then why I wasn't advancing. And sometimes I feel that's important to say, because I was so hard on myself. I was thinking I was procrastinating, that I was lazy, that I was so in fear, or that I was even stupid. And I don't usually use that word very often, but it's like, what am I, fucking stupid? I can't even do the most basic stuff. Every time I go to start, whatever, and it's like, oh, if I would have got everything I would have wanted the way it was supposed to be in my head, what's coming wouldn't have happened or wouldn't be able to happen the same way. And again, apologies for not being like completely transparent, but last year in, July and August, I was so like just like wee and throwing myself out and just saying everything. And, I'm going to say like everything not only didn't happen the way that I thought, but went to shit in a way that took me months to heal. So, this isn't like a private live stream, and there's just, I have no clue who's coming in and out. Thinking certain things. What?
He's so cute. He's all scratched up on the floor, making me want to step on him.
You are not, Simon. Oh my gosh, me loves you, dude. Amber, holy cow, yes. And I did this morning, and I forget too. You get it, Amber? I hope there's something in there for you, sweetie. Manel, I love all your honesty. Yeah, and it's really hard for me not to just be like, right? Of this is happening, this is gonna happen, and oh my god, and na na na, and blah blah blah. And believe me, when I'm able to, it'll be just like, boom, let it all out. Manel says, Simon, you're not alone. Yeah, it's okay to feel that way. It doesn't mean that we are. Hi, DJ Is. Always appreciate you being 100%. Rawr, thanks, dude. Manal, I'm humbled at every moment. Me too. Ah! Okay, that's my real call.
What was that?
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry about that. like I said before, I've never ordered wood from this person, so they don't, when you know somebody, then they know kind of how you talk. Well, when you've dealt with somebody, they don't, the people who bring me wood aren't going to know me, but when you've dealt with somebody before, they know how you talk, they know where you live. So I had to like go from scratch of explaining where we live. I don't have a vehicle, so whatever firewood that we get, I have to find people who are willing to deliver. And my normal wood dude is awesome, but I find that he's only giving me one type of wood, and it's not dry wood, so it's not giving me the effect of a fire that I would want. I'm like constantly like searching for pieces of just dead wood around the house to like, fan and get some action going in the fire pit. And unfortunately, I've scavenged already a full summer and all of spring already. So there's not many little bits of chunks of wood laying around anymore, right? I've scavenged them all. Stony, I'll see you all again. I need to rest for a little while. Rest well, sweetie. And send amplified love and healing to you. The card is reassuring for sure. Good. Thanks for saying that, sweetie. Okay, Manel. We are gonna go into the Star Seed Oracle for you, Manel. Rebecca Campbell, Danielle Noel is the artist. Star Seed Oracle. Yeah, I feel blessed as well because delivering on a Friday, right? Just grateful to have somebody deliver wood. And it should be a mix of different woods, so it'll give me just different effect, right? Different embers. That's what I'm lacking the most, because if I don't have a big flame, that's fine, right? I'm in the middle of the city. I'm blessed to be able to have a fire. But if I don't manifest embers for the end of the night, I would say it takes away half of the like visions or the energy that I get. Because although I love the fire aspect, the ambers at the end of the night are like my favorite, because that's where I, right, can take some videos and get the images that are coming out and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to have a fire tonight. Depending on if I can, I might do a little bit of a baby live stream, or at least make one good video to share the flame with you guys. Manel, you're in Scotland. And for me, I know of Scotland, but not a lot of details. But the word Inverness just keeps coming up for me as I was, stirring the cards. Inverness. I don't know if there's a sync for you. I don't know if you're somewhere close where that is written down. I don't know if there's a special meaning for you for Inverness. I'm just leaving it at that. That's kind of for you. Side message, I guess, would be the word. Inverness. These cards don't have numbers per se, but they are on page 34 and 35. So if you're a numbers person, 34, 35. All paths lead to home. And the imagery of this is super synced with Annie. Annie is in Arizona, and she has the rock formations on the ground. She has manifested that for herself in her yard. So she doesn't have the big pillars, and a lot of the stones that she has, like the paths and the loops, and it's so beautiful, is colored, right? She's painted them. So that stands out as a synchronicity for me, and I just felt to share. All paths lead to home. Inner authority, intuition. Turn your gaze within. There you are, sweetie. I've been thinking about you, Indigo Rose. Thanks for just the pop in, because I was like thinking of you, wondering if you were here. Love you, sweetie. Okay. It's normal to look to the external world for answers and guidance. What's revolutionary is turning your gaze inward. You're being called to source your guidance from within. Whoa. I hope you're still here, Manel. Otherwise, the timestamp is going to be 65 minutes in, or 60-ish, whatever. This card is a synchronicity for things you were saying on one of the last live streams where I saw you talking. And we talked about, we carried it back into this live stream, I don't know, a week ago maybe. I totally believe inner knowing trumps everything. So especially now, a lot of people can regurgitate facts about things that they've read online on the internet, or I read this book and I read that book, and then they're taking it all word for word and not, you know, using discernment or certain things. And there's things that, guess what, I knew of before I ever hit the internet, or, you know, read a book or somebody told me about it. I already knew. So I don't care if the whole wide world, everybody believes that, you know, Jesus died on a cross. That doesn't resonate with me. To me, my recall is that he had a full life with Mary Magdalene. He had children. They have a bloodline, right? And I don't care if nobody else believes that. I don't care if there's not anyone else anywhere that ever thinks that, right? And I ain't here to prove it. That's my recall. And it's not about reading a book or somebody telling me that. It's about me remembering being there then, you know? Anyways, you're being called to source your guidance from within. Study the terrain of your inner landscape. Develop a reliable relationship with your own soul. The more time you spend connecting to your soul, the deeper the connection will become. The challenge for empaths is staying connected without cutting off from the whole world. And the best way to do this is to develop a daily practice that helps you to keep checking in. Draw on the wisdom within and let that be the authority in your life. If this card appears, you might be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice. I feel that's going to be happening for many, is that, you know, the divine detour, or a complete timeline trajectories, career, business, all of that. Lots of big changes coming up for many. If this card appears, you may be called to develop or switch up your spiritual practice. Get into the habit of turning your gaze within, getting centered for the day before consuming anything from the outside world. To start from a feeling of a homeness, and then throughout the day you find simple ways to keep coming home. This doesn't mean you switch off from all the realities of today's world. We need as many conscious people as possible living with their eyes wide open. Rather, it's a call to just start your day from a place of connectedness, grace, and devotion. So when you do go out into the world, and when you let the world in, you do it from an unshakable state of being. A state where you draw your strength, authority, and guidance from a place deep, deep within. Sorry, guys. Indigo Rose, I love to see Anna's garden. And I was thinking about you too, and I thought, I'm just going to go see if she's live. Roar, I'm glad you did. Hi, John Fillmore. Happy Memorial Day weekend, Genevieve. Hope you have a great weekend. Roar, thank you. I'm in Canada. So last week, or this Monday that just passed, was our holiday. Our day where, you know, people have time off and such things. Ain't no holla back, girl. This shit is bananas. Okay, so I'm gonna pull a couple more cards and then I'm gonna be done so I can be ready to receive my wood from the wood dude. John, okay, I wasn't sure if it was the same day. Good to know. Yeah, and you know what's funny, John, is that we know each other from Jelly's live stream, Jelly Jungle, and then so you'll have a holiday, he'll have a holiday, I'll have a holiday, and they're not even all at the same time. And that even includes Mother's Day, right? They didn't even make it the same day all across the world. I think that's hilarious. Indigo, I love that. I know how the back girl. I know, eh? I heard we haven't listened to that song in a long time, but a burst of magic. I'm asking for the magic. If I forgot to ask, I'm asking now. I'm actually having deja vu right now. Deja vu that I pulled that card, then I looked up, then I thought of someone. We'll see if she comes in. And if she doesn't come in, the first thing I'm going to do is go check my device to see if she's texted me on Instagram and is thinking about me right now. Woo! Anybody else noticing that? More deja vus lately? 48, a burst of magic, an epiphany, a sudden higher knowing, a sense that everything has a purpose. Your purpose is a gift bestowed upon you. Cultivating conscious contact with a higher power. Come to know what calls you up and what lights you up. Sometimes you might find that something you've been pondering or a dilemma you let go of revisits you without any warning. It can hit you while you're thinking about nothing, or the trigger might just be the right words arising in a conversation, a book, or a blog. An epiphany strikes like lightning bolt, waking you up to a truth that eluded you. It's as if the whole world stops in that moment and you integrate the missing pieces of the puzzle you were meant to solve all along. Roar, I love that feeling. And there's probably other ones, but the only one I can think of offhand, a movie that would represent that state of being, it would be the Greatest Showman, when he lives like certain like life moments and how all of a sudden there's like uber silence and he only hears silence even if there's noise everywhere. That's how it is for me. And I remember when I watched that movie for the first time, I was looking at, especially because Lily was small at the time, but I was looking at my daughter who was like in her late teens and saying, that's how it is for me. This is how it is for me. So something can happen. It's not as big as in the movie, but everything around me becomes silent and I'm the only one, right? And trying to explain to Amy how, right, certain things are. We all live certain moments differently and how, amplified sound or no sound at all and stuff like that. This is such a time for you now. Answers are coming directly from source and being downloaded to you with such a force of conviction that you can't even be the same again. Be grateful for this beautiful burst of magic, for it's not an everyday gift. Inherent in this knowing is that Spirit is always listening to you. Spirit is your loving partner, reminding you that you're not alone. Even when it appears that you're trapped, you always have the key to unlock the solution if you cultivate the willingness to be open and tune in with source. The answers that you seek come when you actually stop looking for them. Be mindful today. When information pops out of the blue, pay attention. The littlest things right now, like how our spell check can change a word. Be aware of what that word is. Sometimes it's important for something later on in the day. Pay attention. Actions that you need to take will become obvious as you integrate your magical wisdom. Regardless of the subjects of your inquiry, you'll be transformed and only good will come of this. Hematite, becoming grounded, getting back to the earth, practicality and centeredness, balance and calm. You're so much more than just your thoughts and feelings. You have a body to care for and a soul with a unique purpose. Hematite Spirit is here to remind you you are a light being with a body that deserves to be honored and nourished. A body designed by the conscious universe to be in a world of sensations. From the smell of pine trees and rain to the feel of tree bark. Boom, tree bark, sync with my last video yesterday. Finding that the pressed foliage, pressed foliage, I guess would be the word, on the bark. Feel the tree bark under your fingertips. You're one with the earth and her creatures. Ground yourself there to feel a sense of well-being and relief from stress. Hold a furry creature and feel warm softness of the beating of the heart. Seek out. Yeah. I can't read that. Your scattered thoughts and turbulent emotions will calm down if you ground. And you will soon remember the beauty of your body in this world of senses. Relationship message. Love is a verb expressed through loving actions. Hematite Spirit is calling you to take loving action today towards someone who perhaps you've been taking for granted just a little bit. It's much too easy to forget people's wonderful qualities that they all give us, for our brains are designed to pay more attention to problems and danger. Make a point today of expressing love and appreciation to others. And the Crystal Spirit meditation. As we evolve on our earthly journey, we release what is no longer true for us, and we receive and integrate new information, and thus we become enlightened. Hematite is a stone that helps us take these new ways of thinking and being and ground them into our daily reality, bringing light to our lives and to those around us. Bonjour, Gunnar, c'est la vie. Greetings, holy, purified being, strong sending life force. To you, you as well. That's going to be my last card. I'm going to go kind of just from this to going to cord some firewood. So give me a few minutes before the dude gets here with the wood, little baby wood pile that I ordered. And so, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I wish you guys a beautiful evening, day. And that's about it for me.